Part one of trying to finesse while getting finessed. So I'm sitting at the house on the couch, strolling up and down the internet looking for a vehicle. I get on Facebook and I stumble across this group where you can take over people's car notes, meaning, oh, we already got the car, we just want you to come and pay the note, and you can drive it as long as you want to. Now, I dug a little deeper and I was doing a little more research as to what that meant. That means you have to go and apply for a loan, get approved, give them the car information, the financial institution, or the owner's information for them to cut a check to pay off the car, or cut a check to the owner and you get a title and you just pay your bank back. So I stumbled across this Iranian man who listed his 2018 Chevy Tahoe for sale. But the incentive that he had was, if you take over the car, I got $1,000 for you. So that alone was like, can I finesse this man out of a car? Because, you know, I'm 18 going on 19. I don't have no credit. I don't got no money. I don't have anything showing like, hey, I can afford this, and give it to a bank and they say, hell, we're gonna approve you for this loan so you could go ahead and take it. So I don't care. I hit up the Iranian man. I was like, hey, I'm interested in a 2018 Chevy Tahoe that you got. Now, I don't even mention the $1,000 incentive because I don't want him to feel like, you only hit me up because you want the $1,000 out of my pocket. Although that was like chef's kiss. So me and the man, we conversing. Now, mind you, I already did my due diligence and I'm searching on the internet and I'm figuring up all the lingo that I need to say in order to tell this man. Now I'm 18 going on 19, right? I look a little older, so maybe it was a little believable whenever it was like me and him conversing, me and him having conversation. So I hit him and I say, hey, I'm interested in your 2018 Chevy Tahoe. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. He running it down like, yeah, the payments is $767 a month. It's financed with this company. Hey, if you can get approved to take over, you know, they can refinance. You could give them a down payment. That'll make the payment slower. Hell, and if you can get it, you come get the car and I'm gonna give you $1,000. Hell, he even said I can use $1,000 as a down payment to make my payments lower. So I'm sitting here and I'm going back and forth, right? He give me the information after I tell him like, hey, I've been in the market. I've been in the market looking for a car all this time, you know. I already got my approval from Chase. All they said is, you give me the bank information, give me the owner's information, and we need the year, make, model, and the VIN number of the car, right? So he sent over that information to me, right? I've been speaking the lingo. I've been talking to him. I've been conversing, you know, so it's kind of like that, she know what she talking about. So it ain't raising no red flags that maybe she about to scam me. Lord and behold, I tried. So he sent over the information. I text him back or write him back and I'm like, hey, I'm about to send it over to the bank now. It's 11 o'clock, so maybe we can get a response in a few hours. So I send it over to the bank, right? And I chill. Like, you know, I got to play the role. I can't seem too eager. I can't seem too excited to take this man's stuff. So I waited. I chilled. I scrolled up and down. I was liking, commenting. You know, I was doing whatever it was that I do to pass the time. So a few hours roll around, right? I hit the man back. I was like, hey, we got good news. He's like, oh, what's up? I was like, so the bank said that it was approved and payment is being transmitted over to your financial institution as we speak. So when I say that, you know, he hesitated a little bit, right? He sent me a message. He was like, oh, okay, well, shoot, that's cool. When do you want to pick up the car? I was like, well, I can come today. He was like, is there any proof that you can send me or show me when you get here that the money has been transferred? Now, this was a stumbling block, right? So I did everything. I did all my research. I did all the due diligence that I needed in order to finesse and get to the point where he's telling me to come and get the car. Now, I didn't figure he was going to ask me for proof. So what do? I go online and I try to Google up some receipts. Lord, right hand to the man. I can't even lie about this. So I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, yeah. So after I paid a down payment, because I got to give him a down payment, and this was a part, like, it was like really quick on my toes. Like, this is the part where I got to, you got to think of something real fast, Sherelle, because, you know, you already got them believing that you was approved. So now you got to follow through with the plan, right? Boom. So I'm like, yeah, so I got to make the down payment to them, which is of $3,000. I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to ask them to email me a receipt. He was like, oh, okay, so when they email it to you, you can show me when you get here, or you can send it to me, whatever the case was. Well, I ain't sending you nothing because I'm about to create a fake receipt, and then I'm going to flash it to you one time. Oh, I don't want you to see my account number. You know, try to play it off or whatever. Get the keys, get the money, and go on about my business. So I sat there and I created the world's most raggediest ass receipt. Y'all know them people who be out there creating fake check stubs and all of that stuff thinking they gonna get approved for a car? Well, them bitches that y'all been seeing here lately, them hoes is top notch compared to the motherfucking receipt that I showed this man. So while I'm sitting here getting all my ducks in a row, I got my receipt on my phone. I had to put the little Chase email. I found the little Chase email off their website. Put that on there and I made it seem like it was. I ain't even have the freaking Chase logo, the Chase watermark sign. None of that. Like, I forgot all of it because I was moving too fast. So I'm sitting there, I was like, man, I can't drive this car. all the way out there to pick up the car and then expect to come back with another vehicle, so I need somebody to go with me. So I'm like, who can I call? Now at the time I was cool with this homegirl. She really my cousin, but her name D Hopkins. So I hit her up, I'm like, hey, what you doing today? She was like, nothing, I'm chilling or whatever. I said, you wanna ride with me down to North Dallas? She was like, shit, yeah, what's up? What we finna go do? I was like, I gotta go pick up a car. Now I didn't give her no details about it, right? So when I pull up at her house, I honk the horn and then I shoot her a text. I'm like, hey, I'm outside. I'm honking the horn. I'm down here in a white Nissan Altima, which was the car that I had borrowed from somebody to go and do what I was going to do. So she hobbling down the stairs. I ain't even know her motherfucking ass broke her leg. I said, bro, if this shit go wrong, she can't even run. But yet, I'ma just tell her, you gonna drive once we get there. So when I get out, all I gotta do is get in, boom, get the money from him, get the keys, jump in the car and go. You know, trying to make it a little easier, right? So she get in the car. She's like, what's up, cousin? I'm like, what's up? She, looking at her, and then I noticed that she smelled a little funny. Like, you ain't take no bath or nothing? But that ain't why we here. So I get in the car, we conversing, we talking about the kids, we talking about things that we doing. We just having a conversation. So I'm like, yeah, I got on Facebook, I found this car, this dude paying $1,000 basically for me to take up the car note. She's like, oh, word? I was like, yeah. So I don't know if she was on her own little, she was actually on her own little finesse scheme, and I ain't even know it. I'm too busy trying to finesse somebody else. This motherfucker plotting on my finesse, right? And I opened the door for her to do that by running my motherfucking mouth entirely too much. So anyways, we get on the road. Y'all know me, I'm swerving. How you look so freak on your... Yeah, so I'm swerving through traffic. Boom, 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 boom. Trying to get there fast because I don't want him to be like, oh, it's too late. Come again tomorrow, or let's try it another day. Boom, boom, boom. Like, no, I already told you that the bank sending the money over there to your bank to run me my keys and run me my $1,000. So when I get about 30 minutes from the location, right, I text him. I was like, hey, I'm about 30 minutes out. I just wanted to let you know. So if you're busy or if anything's going on, you can be prepared for when I walk in. So I get to the location. I see the black 2018 sitting on nice, beautiful rims. Like, it was brand new at the time. Like, sitting on nice, beautiful ass rims and shit, right? So boom, boom, minding my business, going on through. I knock on the man's door. Knock, knock. He ain't answer. Knock, knock. So I text him. I'm like, hey, I'm at the door. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm upstairs. I'll be down in just a second. So I'm sitting there waiting. Now my heart is racing because not only am I down here trying to finesse in a whole nother territory that I do not know what's going on or whatever, but I feel like it's some fugazi because why is it taking you so long to come to the door? Like, you knew I was here. I was on the way 30 minutes ago. So anyways, the door opened. When the door opened, it's about a man here about 5'11". Let's give him 6 feet. I'm 5'8", right? So he's like I can see the look on his face like, this is awkward. I didn't expect you to be a darkie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he was thinking, but he gave me that look, and it's like, damn, Sharina, you really gotta pop your shit when you go in here. So he's like, oh, come in. So when we come in, he was like, all right, so you have to pay them $3,000 for the down payment on the receipt. Is there any way that you could show me? So I'm hesitant now because not only did you look and seem a bit slow when I see you on Facebook and the way that you was conversing with me as if I just knew everything, now in person here in your territory and you got upstairs and you probably got a basement, I'm a little intimidated because what if you snatch me and try to throw me down there? So I pull out my phone and I'm sitting here and I already got the screenshot. Like, soon as I unlock it, we good. We just go straight to the camera thing, boom, got the screenshot, right? So I'm just strolling around like, oh, I'm sorry, I got a few emails. Like, I'm scrolling around and he just standing there like he rushing me or something. So I'm like, oh, okay, I got it here from Chase. I quote unquote clicked on it, but I slid the screen over so that the screenshot would pop up. So I showed it to him. He was like, oh, that's the receipt? I was like, yeah, I just paid him the $3,000. Sorry, that's my account number. And I'm sitting there holding my hand over the phone like, that's my account number right there. But I paid the $3,000 and then the rest of whatever will go over. So it was like real awkward because in my mind, I'm like, he know that this shit is fake, right? But in his mind, I'm thinking he's like, man, she drove all the way down here, but if this is fake, all I gotta do is just like call the police. This is me thinking of the whole scenario, right? So after me and him having a couple more conversations and I'm sitting here basically making him comfortable, like, hey, if anything goes wrong, bring the car back. You can get your money back, just reassuring him like if anything goes wrong, like you ain't got to worry about nothing. You already got my Facebook, you see my face, you got my phone number, like all of this, not really knowing that the nigga was going to do what the nigga was going to do, right? So he was like, all right then, you got it. So he handed me the keys. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, clearly, if you're gonna let me walk to that door, you're not giving me my $1,000, we finna have a problem. So I was like, all right, well, thank you so much. And I shook his hand and I took off. Well, I won't say took off, but I turned to take off. And he was like, oh, wait. I gotta give you the $1,000. So he went in his pocket, he pulled out, and he counted it to me. And now at this point, I'm like, nigga, hurry that shit up. Like, come on. So he handed me the money. When he handed me the money, I go outside, right? When I go outside, I get in the car, I'm looking around, I'm like, this motherfucker is brand spanking new. What's the first thing I see when I look up in the ceiling? Motherfucking OnStar. Now, I didn't know what OnStar was up until last year, literally, right? So I'm sitting here like, oh, he got a tracking motherfucker on here. So if anything go wrong, like them bitches coming directly to me. I don't give a fuck. So I cranked the car and I'm like, hey, Diddy, let's go. So I'm zooming, zoom, right? So about an hour and a half into the drive, my phone, I pick it up and it's the guy calling me. So I ignore it, like, bitch, who? I got the money, I got the car, I'm ready to roll. So then he messaged me on Facebook. He was like, hey, I think you should bring the car back. I'm just not real comfortable, not real easy about it. Now this is the part that made my heart start racing because I'm like, okay, so you're telling me to bring the car back, but I'm almost over halfway home. Like, now I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna just ignore it. He's like, hello, can you hear me? Like, can you please bring the car back? So I'm ignoring him. Like, I done set my phone down. I done already connected it to the Bluetooth.